So I've always wanted to try DoorDash. I feel like it'd be fun because I usually spend most of my free time aimlessly driving around anyways, and so doing that would give me a purpose. But I can't do that in this vehicle as much as I want to because while it sounds amazing, it does get 9 miles per gallon with the way I drive it. I drive it pretty hard. And it's also costing me a lot of money. I just had to put a transmission into it because of the way I drive it. And I've done many other things like wheels and lift kits and other kinds of modifications that's just eating into my money. So instead of making money with this, I'd buy this. This is a 2015 Prius. It was 4 grand and it's supposed to get about 50 miles per gallon, but with doing deliveries, I've been getting about 35 or so just because I'm trying to get there on time. So one of the great things about the Prius that I really appreciate is on the screen here, that's how much money I save compared to my Lexus over there. It tells me on the screen how much I saved because I put in the miles per gallon of the other car. So every time I drive, it says, haha, look at me, I saved more money than that car. And last night, that's my dash yesterday. I filled up before I started dashing. And so I drove about almost 200 miles yesterday with DoorDash. And so this car doesn't matter because it's already cheap and depreciated, so I don't really care about the value. And I only used a half a tank of gas. Where in the Lexus, that's like a whole tank and then some. And around here, it has to take premium, and that's about it's about $60 to $65 a tank. And this car is only about $25 a tank of regular. So it's way more efficient to do it in a car like this. So something that's really important is how are you mounting your phone in the car? I started with this one that I had from my Lexus. It's this expandable, clippy one. I had it over here like this. I like that this one has the longer arm compared to the one that I bought, but the clip was really annoying, and with the way that the Prius is designed, my phone fills this entire gap. And so I needed to charge my phone and it wouldn't work because the bottom of the phone was literally touching the dash. And I also didn't have a charger, so the first time I went dashing, I almost ran out of battery on my phone. So I need to get a better solution. So I found this. This was like 60 bucks at Target. It's this wireless charger and it's magnetic. I have a thing on my phone if it just sticks to it. You might already have one of those. I didn't. If you do, you're already ahead of the game. And you might notice here that I have it attached to the screen because this dash material, I can't get it to stick with. I was in a parking lot, so I didn't really have time. I might try and get some glue or something, I don't know. But I stuck it to the screen. I don't use the screen. I usually turn it off. It's pretty useless. The only thing it really has is the backup camera, but I can still kind of see around it. Plus I have my mirrors. At my work, I back cars into parking spots all day long, so I'm used to backing up with just mirrors. It's not a big deal for me. Another really important thing that I noticed with this car is the keyless entry system. Because it's a push button, I just have a remote in my pocket that turns the car on. And you might think, oh, that's not a big deal. But the way the Prius is designed, when you first start the car, there's no starter motor. It just, the engine, the little electric motor comes on first, and then once you start driving, then the engine turns on. And so if you're starting your car 20, 30 times a day, you're going to kill your starter motor, and you're eventually going to have to replace that. And those are usually like 200 bucks, and they can leave you stranded because they just fail out of nowhere. I've had a couple and some other cars fail, and luckily I was at home. But you just never know with starters, so this car doesn't have one, so that's a really nice feature. And because it's a keyless entry, it also has the hands-free on the door. So if I get out of the car, every time I get out with my phone, I just lock it like that, and I can walk away really quickly. And then when I hop back in the car, once I get a new delivery, just get in like that. So convenient, way better than fumbling with the fob and trying to push the button, or if the fob key is dead, you can just, put it in the door. That's really frustrating. This is way easier to have the keyless entry like that. So once I got this car and I noticed how eco I was being, I was like, how much more eco can I be? What if I got a Tesla? It, it's an expensive car. And so I don't really want to be dashing in a $50,000 car, however much it's going to be, because that's an expensive car. It can get damaged. There's a lot more wear and tear on the car, you know, or this car it's a 2015, but it's really beat up. I mean, the reason why I got it so cheap was because it has a lot of dents on it, as you can see. There's a dent there. It has an accident on the history. It's a clean title, but it has an accident on the history. And it's got some dings over here. Like, it's just, it's not in the best shape. It's a beater car. It's a little work tool. And for that, it's really great. And honestly, even if I got a Tesla, I probably would keep doing it in the Prius, because the gas isn't that much, and the wear and tear on the car is probably going to be worth it to do it in this car versus wreck my nice new Tesla. Another amazing thing about the Prius is just how cheap things are on it. Like, these tires, each one of the front tires was 60 bucks each. That's so cheap. I'm used to my Lexus over there, 150 bucks to 200 bucks a tire. This is so cheap. And if you need to do brakes, which I probably won't because it's electric and it has regenerative braking with the motor, but if I do, these are 15-inch wheels, probably like 13, 12-inch rotors on there, super tiny. Like, the brakes are so cheap on these things. This thing is just a really cheap car to run and a really cheap thing to beat up.
This steel's just so warm and comfortable.